Maybe I should have tested this out. Okay, there we go. Greetings, gaming community and all those who are watching. This is FoxGamer3969 making yet another YouTube video. As you can see, we are back with Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is the first game, and we're about to explore this tunnel here. And it's been a while, so I kind of forgot some of the controls, I think. I mean, the basic ones I still have down. Like that. Right, anyways, we're still on the planet Therum. And this time I do intend to explore more of the world. Oh, damn it. I just realized something. There we go. Nope, that's not it.
Huddle up.
That's definitely not it. Yeah, I forgot most of the controls. I need to remember how to put things away. That's definitely not it. There we go.
Long way down.
Fortunately, we don't have to jump all this way to the bottom. I can't think about how far down does it go. Wow. A lot further than I expected. Okay. Anyways. So also, while we're waiting, I'd like to apologize for taking so long with making a new video. It's, it hasn't been my best few weeks lately. Feeling kind of down for some reason. Not sure why. At least let me get the items
first. Sterile life. Protheans sure build things.
Also. All the way down to the... Brilliant.
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please?
Why, hello, Liara.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
We hear you.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Benezia.
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
Traps.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil! I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
Stay calm.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Not too much of a problem. That shot at the ground was accidental, I promise.
Negative contacts, Commander.
This eventually, but... I'm trying to think of it.
Negative contacts, Commander.
That's not it. God. I am really out of practice. I apologize. Okay, this one I figured. Okay. I will... Oh, that just moves the thing. I have no idea how to assign powers up there, but fortunately I'm not too concerned with it. That being said, this I definitely remember. Oh. Wow, really? Lancer and Avenger sniper rifle? Fine. Okay, go. Let's take all. For those that didn't catch it, it was chemical rounds and combat sensor. Oh, that's me. Change its chemical rounds 3. The rest I will save, for example, Caden and Alenko. He's stuck with that. Not Rex. Why not? Wait. How have I not equipped that already? By the way, until we get to the falls, nothing will beat the Stinger 2. That's of the basic pistols. With the Kessa, the Edge, and the Striker. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. Maybe it's because of the alternate appearance. Well, the appearance that makes it seem different than everything else. Because it's the same with the others. They all have their own, like they all have their original shape, like this. And of course, this thing, which honestly kind of looks meek. And here. But they also have a different look to them as well. That's not what I intended. Now as we covered, the strengths, like the bonuses and negatives, they're the different stats and whatnot. sometimes when it's an improvement of the same weapon, like say I had the Avenger 1 against the Avenger 2, sometimes it's a matter of how many shots I can get off before I have to wait for the cooldown. Got it. So, fun fact, that was the same as on the consoles, because it was pretty much like if you're playing Xbox, it'd be A, X, B, Y, X. If you're playing PlayStation, it would be cross, square, circle, triangle, square. Actually, come to think of it. Seriously? Okay. Liara.
Oh, how did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
It's not important.
We have to get you out of here before more Geth arrive.
Yes, you're right. I've seen enough of them to last a lifetime. That button should shut down my containment field.
Okay. And you're free. Seems that's silly.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on!
Better than nothing.
I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. He probably wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
Uh-oh.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event.
That's not good.
We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Give me a escape plan.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
Not much margin for error.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
This is weird. Got Rex in between the two humans. There we go. Ow.
Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
Are you mad? This ruin's coming
In
down.
case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Exhilarating, isn't it? Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
I'm not giving her up.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill him. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
So what just happened was I just received an achievement called Sentinel Ally, which I can use to, well, what am I saying? I can't use it. Which I get after using a certain party member for enough missions. Okay. That's what I meant to say. No, I believe I've said this already. For me, I've played this game enough to completes everything. That must be kind, so I think there we go. Now it's time to get off there and fast. Phew. That was close. And the Normandy just floating overhead.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
You saved us.
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
50 years?
How old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Only?
Damn. I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours. But among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
Jerks. I might know.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
How do you know this?
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
So who came before them?
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
I can help you.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
The beacon.
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you're right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
You can still help us.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
Indeed.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Welcome aboard.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We'll talk later.
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Yes.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
She wants to help us.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Well,
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
wasn't my fault. But yes, it was.
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Now, you may be wondering what happens if you hit disconnect. It does create some funny moments if you do the chain disconnect further down the line. That being said, I'm not doing that because this is intended to be strictly Paragon. There we go. Let's talk to Joker for a second.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
You sure you want that?
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun, fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
So I'm not saying now, but I will review the previous live streams just to make sure I'm not repeating anything because I don't want to waste time needlessly. That being said, when we go into missions now, we'll have a new squad mate to join us. Because if you remember during the squad selection, there was oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you look at the radar behind my head, you'll notice blue dots. The one in the center is always Shepard. The one on the edges, as you can see next to my head, that's squad members. So, you can see the arrows right here. Let's talk.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
I was worried.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
She's the best.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
Don't mention it.
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
I know.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Let's talk about Benezia, in fact.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
You sound troubled.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
In fact, let's talk about the Asari culture.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Rumors?
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
That's disgusting. That's not right. How's it not possible?
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
Sorry, I got distracted. What about the other parents?
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
What about the age difference?
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
So who is your father?
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
You can do that.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld.
Touché.
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
You don't know that.
Maybe she wanted to meet you, but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
Oh, damn it.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
We're not done.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
I'd like to talk about you.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Must get lonely.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
Why's that?
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
It's not foolish.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha. You share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
I'm fascinating.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study.
Come on.
No, that's even worse.
Relax.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Okay, fine.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Now we'll depart. Yeah. Take over. Occasionally when you complete certain amounts of missions or reach certain milestones, other crew members will have some other things to say. For example, Caden.
Anything you need, Commander?
Looking for personal input.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Speak your mind.
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
I hear you.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of people don't want to believe in the worst. That's alright.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, all day was unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
You doubt it was accidental?
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Wow. Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
Friends?
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Time to talk then. Get physical? Really? Time to talk then.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Did you love her?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same, but things never felt together. Training, you know.
That's sad. Intentional exposures.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Yeah, when you put it like that,
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The Grand Gateway to Humanity looks a lot better in the vids.
I'm sure.
But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
You can't talk to me, you know.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Fair enough.
Anything you need, Commander?
Tactical appraisal.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni. Seems like a sweet girl. Easy on the eyes. I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
Do you?
Any intentions there, Lieutenant?
No, Commander. Just art appreciation.
Art appreciation.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Now, the tactical appraisal that you can get from Caden and Ashley, that remains the same until you reach a milestone mission. And when I say milestone mission, I mean one that's named. For example, going to Therum, Ferris, or Novaria. That will change depending on which one you complete. Finish other side missions in between, and they'll just say the same thing.
Looking for supplies?
Yes.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Just a name. Oh. Sell this. Sell. I'll keep that because the attachments vary. Sell, sell, sell. Yeah. Sell, 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 sell. That's armor attachments. I'm going to keep those as well. Everything after Striker 3 can go. And now we're good. Guys.
Commander, how are you?
I want to talk about you in CSEC.
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Such as?
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
I can understand that.
That's tough. But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
Wait a minute. A Spectre?
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I mean, it's not that hard to understand.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
I'm not sure exactly.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
Not a problem, Garrus. Ashley?
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
Of course.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Because they're not Alliance?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy.
True.
I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
You don't trust aliens?
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
We need allies.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
How cynical.
You've got a pessimistic view of the universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
Actually, that doesn't exactly make this better. Why do you feel that?
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
Your service.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, sir. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
You deserve better.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
And there's a reason for that, but we'll get to that later.
I come from a military family too. My parents were both Navy. Anybody in your family we might know?
Couldn't say, Commander. We probably have a lot in common. You join up to carry on the tradition?
No.
No. The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold bricking.
Gold bricking?
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one I know who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh, Lord. You went to the Makapog boot camp, too? Yeah. Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there. Kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
I understand your feelings.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Thanks.
I don't think kissing Turians will be necessary.
You never know, Commander.
So how are we doing?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I believe it.
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
That'd be cruel.
I don't think she's used to teasing. Good-natured or otherwise.
No fun, Commander. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Yeah.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, sir.
So, as you might probably be able to guess, Gunny Ellison is a reference to the actual Gunnery Sergeant Ellison who existed in real life. Like the classic drill sergeant type. That's why I was laughing, because it was kind of funny. Wait, we're dedicated. That's not what he has. Okay, that's weird. Now, because I'm playing on the easier difficulties, there's no reason for me to give the others weapons, you know, special types. Since what I have for them now will work just fine. No. Okay. And now we have the auras. Now, the aura is, as I'm sure you've noticed with what I've said before, we have Soldier, Combat, Sentinel, Tech and Biotics, Infiltrator, which is Tech and Combat, Vanguard, Combat and Biotics, Engineer, which is purely Tech, and now we have Adept, which is purely Biotics. Because the Asari are purely biotic race, so especially when it comes to the weapon training, all of them, pistols only, sniper rifle and assault rifle for some reason, along with pistols, assault rifle, shotgun and pistols. I don't know why the assault rifles is included, but they have it. Shotgun and pistols, I'm guessing just to give Tally an edge. And just pistols. Anyways,
So, we've got Saren on the run.
Yes, we do.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core.
True.
I could tell as soon as I met him.
Wait, you knew Saren?
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would've if I thought it was important.
Fair enough, but...
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
Saren recruited you?
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What was he doing?
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
So it was the cargo.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Okay, fair enough. So about the ship.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel.
Of course.
Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
That's not really surprising. The Volus are traders by nature. So naturally, if there's a pirated ship in this game, I'm going to assume Volus. That's it?
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you.
Oh?
But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
I see.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
And now we talk to the final crew member. Tally.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
You sound down.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
It's too quiet to sleep.
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Oh, you're homesick.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
But you're going back, right?
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
I should go.
See you later.
Sorry about that, I didn't mean to bounce the camera. But yeah, honestly, I have the same sort of fear. My greatest fear in the entire world is not being able to hear anything. It's silence. Because the problem is, I'm a person who enjoys listening to music. So it's kind of taken a toll on me. Especially after playing music for 18 years. Well, actually, it's almost 19 now. But the point is, I also hate hearing nothing because, believe it or not, I have been exposed to some horror shows and horror movies, and sometimes my brain has an overactive imagination, so a lot of the times when jump scares happen, it's when things are completely quiet. So you don't expect it, so you expect safety. And that's an issue for me because now when it gets quiet, I'm always expecting something to happen. So I can't hear nothing. I need some sort of sound to be going off in the background, whether it's white noise or it's actual music. I already explored that spot. Oh yeah, something else that's worth mentioning. This right here, Asteroid X-57. That's not a major mission, at least not one that's common. This comes later. So, when I mentioned the milestone thing, this isn't one of those, this is DLC. You can tell because if you go to the... Well, you can't go to either one of these star clusters. Star systems, I believe is the term. But let's go to Utopia. Just because I want to show you this.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Now, you may recognize that voice. That voice from the Nasana Dantius, that is Grey Griffin, I believe she's called. She is one of the most used voices ever. And when I say that, I mean if there's a series that exists, she's likely in it. Like, for example, Critical Role. If you've seen Legends of Vox Machina, she plays Delilah Briarwood. If you've played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, she plays the Handmaiden. Oh yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, she plays Azula. She's literally in almost every series, well, literally in every series that I can think of that exists. Anyways, let's explore the planets for a second. It's the Xanadu, which doesn't fit its name because I remember Xanadu being a yellowish color. Here's Nirvana, which kind of fits the galaxy to some extent. Arcadia? Oh no, galaxy, the theme. There's Zion. And now we have this one. Eden Prime. Right, this is also something I had to do. So here's the thing. If you play the original versions of Mass Effect, Mass Effect 3 has a map lining out all the clusters. So around here, this is the Systems Alliance. This is the Citadel space. And over here, I can't remember the name, but it's something like... It's also considered part of Citadel Control. Around here is the Attican Traverse. And up here is the Terminus systems. The Terminus systems are all the way up here at the top of the galaxy, while down here is Eden Prime. It's nowhere near the Attican Traverse. It's even further from the Terminus systems. So it's a continuity error, I believe. Because if you remember in the first gameplay, they mentioned that Eden Prime sits right on the edge of the Terminus systems. Yet, again, the Terminus systems are on the other side of the galaxy entirely. So unless star clusters had made a faster rotation around the galactic core, then there's no reason that Eden Prime should be anywhere near the Terminus systems. Unless it magically swapped clusters. Anyways, Asgard. I'm sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. It's just been kind of weird for me. Or, which I'm assuming is named after the father of Odin in Norse mythology. Loki. Krypton and Xenon. By the way, sorry about the sudden movements of the mouse like that. Tyr. Oops. Okay. Terra Nova. Now this is wait, Terra Nova is one of the Class 1 colonization prospects discovered by the first wave of Alliance surveys in 2150. Okay, take a look at that. It was the second human extrasolar colony and the first beyond the Karamas relay. So, Eden Prime was the first, Terra Nova was the second, and wait, they're banded together. It currently has the highest population of any Alliance colony, not surprising. They're banded together, banded by a harsh equatorial deserts. The areas closer to the poles are temperate. The pace of development was modest until the extensive deposits of platinum were discovered in 2170s. This rare metal was required in the clean-burning hydrogen fuel cells that power private vehicles, attracted a platinum rush of immigrants and investments from throughout Alliance space. In the past 12 years, Terra Nova has seen a 30% rise in population growth and does not appear to be slowing. Its capital is Scott. Why Scott? I mean, I'm not hating it, I'm just curious. But yeah, that's Terra Nova for you. Honestly, not too surprising. But anyways, the reason we are here. Asteroid 57, X-57. Also kind of funny how we had the Platinum Rush when in the United States in the 1700s or the 1800s, I don't remember which. I think it was 1800s. It had the Gold Rush in California. But anyways, we have to land on the asteroid itself. Which is kind of interesting because it's massive enough to have its own gravity. Excuse me. Anyways, so as you may remember, I like to pair up my squads depending on the strength. So Caden Garrus, and Tally, they will be paired up with one of these three. Simply because I like having someone experienced in tech actually managing, well, actually assisting in decryption and electronics. Now, Liara is a special case. Liara actually has an electronics thing, and Garrus, he doesn't get electronics until later on, so it's typically like pairing these two together, which is what we're going to do. Even though Liara's a biotics expert, she still has some tech detail. Yep, I'm all set. Now, this is bad, actually. The circumstances.
Status. Sensors reveal 3 fusion torches propelling asteroid X-57. At its current rate of acceleration, the asteroid will collide with Terra Nova in approximately 4 hours.
Oh, that's not good.
Analysis. Torches must be disabled to cease the acceleration.
Hello. I heard your transmission. Can you hear me? You haven't found me yet, but I can't talk long. Shut down the fusion torches. I'm going to die. God, I hope you're hearing this.
Medal of Exploration. Fantastic. Now, here's what I'm talking about. So you can see we have electronics here for Liara, which does come with overload. But Garrus, electronics are down here and they're not unlocked yet. Oh wow. I didn't see how many points I had. Now I'm not too worried about trying to get the point distribution equal for Liara, because there's enough points to spare. That being said, I'll still, you know, prioritize electronics. In this case. Just like I would do the same for Garrus. And now I can just distribute the points however I wish. Now, it's going to take a while for me to get to here, but I will get to it, I promise. I'm not going to leave Garrus hanging. Oh, right. So, it's of course the fusion torches. Oops. I don't need to set the... Now, as you... I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but question marks like that, they don't appear... Question marks like this, they don't appear on the map. Main on the... No. I can't remember how to exit. Wow. Good grief. Oh yeah, something else also worth mentioning. Certain planets that you go to will require helmets for your squad. This victim was badly beaten before being killed with a pistol shot to the back of the head at close range. It's likely he surrendered only to be executed by his sadistic captors. Body of G. Mendel. Final entry. Central transmission tower is on the fritz again. No one ever listens to my warnings about single points of failure. I'm surprised our surface comms work half as well as they do. When Sludge shows up, believe me, I'll go see if I can get the old girl back up and running. I don't know how to pronounce that. I can make guesses, but that's all there'll be. Rotate, damn it. Right, back to the fusion torches. Which in this case, the fusion torches are acting like engines to push the asteroid towards Terra Nova. Obviously the goal wasn't to destroy Terra Nova first, since the fusion torches weren't set up.
Headed in the right direction. I don't know who you are, but I'm...
Sorry, I'll get my head around it. Of course.
Batarians.
Check! Check!
This is the first couple of units I think I mentioned it before about the Batarian history. Why they're so intent on destroying humanity and whatnot. Also, the things that they went through. Okay, so now we're in the 4s, so that's good. Unfortunately, it's just Kessler at the moment, as opposed to the next set of weapons. Anyways, going up. Something that way I can already tell. Nothing I can do about the medium armor because, well, let's disable the torch.
I think that the torch is offline. Was that you? Can you hear me?
Who is this?
Who are you? What's going on?
My name's Kate Bowman. I'm an engineer. I was part of the team assigned to bring this asteroid to Terra Nova. We were attacked yesterday by Batarian extremists. I've been hiding since they arrived. I think they know the torch went out.
What do they want?
Why are they doing this?
I don't know. But if this asteroid isn't slowed, millions of people on Terra Nova are going to die.
If I find out anything, I'll...
I've gotta go. Good luck.
So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the Batarians didn't set the torches out. That was the team that's on the asteroid itself. Because they're an excavation team, they intended to mine the resources of the asteroid, while the Batarians are trying to recreate the whole incident with the Jurassic era.
Hey.
Oi!
Oh God. I didn't mean to... Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me.
Takes more than that one shot to bring me down.
Sorry. I didn't even realize you were human until... Well... Guess I'm not much of a soldier.
That's fair. Just be more careful.
I know you're scared, but I'm here to help. Commander Shepard, with the Alliance.
Simon Atwell. I'm the chief engineer on this rock. Listen, we don't have much time. The Batarians fired up the fusion torches. You've got to shut them down before we hit Terra Nova. There are 4 million people down there, Shepard. My family. They live in Aronis. My kids and grandkids. Nice communities, good schools.
How bad is this going to be?
I don't have time to do the math in my head. What happens if we don't stop this rock?
X-57 is 22 kilometers long, twice the size of the asteroid that wiped out the Earth's dinosaurs. It would be like millions of fusion bombs striking at once. Millions. The heat of the blast. 1,000 kilometers away, clothes will ignite. There'll be global wildfires. Air shock will flatten everything for hundreds of kilometers. Terra Nova will die, Shepard. Not just our colony, the planet. There'll be a climate shift, mass extinctions. The ecosystem won't recover for thousands of years. Millions, maybe.
And what if it lands in the water?
Is there any chance it'll land in the oceans?
That would be even worse. Tsunamis would sweep inland at hundreds of kilometers per hour. Millions of tons of water would be vaporized at the point of impact. Global cloud coverage. The plants could all die, and if they go, the whole ecosystem rolls over. I'd have to run the numbers, but take my word for it, it'd be bad.
Okay, why would they do this?
This doesn't make any sense. Batarians run criminal gangs. Unethical, but profitable. They don't destroy worlds. What does this gain them?
I've heard all the stories. Slave rings ranching people like animals. Pirate bands burning colonies to the ground. But this is... The Citadel conventions forbid asteroid drops. I never thought the Batarians would go this far.
They're not all like this.
Most Batarians aren't genocidal madmen, but these ones are terrorists.
Yeah, I know. It's just... This isn't how I expected the world to be when I rolled out of bed this morning.
It's as Captain Price said in Modern Warfare 2. The healthy human mind doesn't wake up in the morning thinking this is its last day on Earth. Which is a luxury, not a curse. Enemy numbers.
You were on the ground when this happened. How many Batarians have you seen? And where?
They landed at the main facility. It's locked down now. They've changed the passcodes. No idea what's going on inside. I did see groups head out to each of the torch stations. Couldn't say how many, though. Enough to give you a fight.
Damn it. Batarian leader.
Any idea who's behind this? Who's leading them? That might provide a clue.
I heard a couple of them talking. They mentioned a Balak. It sounded like he's the one in charge. They didn't seem convinced this was a good idea, but they were scared of the guy. Scared enough to do what he wanted.
Right, I think that's all I needed.
Batarians everywhere, and I need to shut down all 3 torches. Anything else I should know?
One of the torches is surrounded by live blasting caps. We were set up to excavate when we arrived at Terra Nova. I rigged them with proximity detectors. That tank of yours will set them off, so you'll have to go in on foot. Even then, they'll explode if you get too close. Just go slow and easy. You should be fine.
Can you shut them off?
You set them up. Can you disable them?
Not from here. No. There are manual controls by the entrance to the torch facility inside the blast zone. You can disarm the caps there. One last thing. I had a crew working off-site when the attack hit. I'm worried about them. These Batarians are ruthless. I saw them smash the faceplates of guys working vacuum. And those Varen, I don't think they always wait for a corpse before feeding.
Where would your crew be?
Any idea where I can find them?
They were running checks on our perimeter equipment. Easiest thing would be to tap into the transmission tower out on the surface. The equipment stations will show up on your sensors.
I'll do what I can.
I'll look for them, but the torches have to be my priority.
Yeah, you're right. Saving Terra Nova is more important than my team. There were a bunch of engineers over at the main facility, but they're probably all dead. That or being held hostage by the Batarians.
One of them got away.
A woman named Kate Bowman contacted me. The Batarians haven't found her yet.
Katie's alive. She's one of my best engineers. She signed on with her brother, Aaron, I think his name is. He's part of the security detail. I hope they're okay.
So, let's talk about Kate Bowman for a second.
What can you tell me about Kate?
Smart as a whip and bold as they come. I hope she keeps hidden. If they find her... Oh, Katie. Don't do anything stupid.
So let's talk about this asteroid.
Why were you moving this thing in the first place?
Well, the idea was to drag it into Terra Nova's orbit, mine it out, and in the end you'd have a basic structure for an orbital station. It's a lot cheaper than getting everything up into orbit from the planet's surface. The minerals we extract almost cover the costs.
So can we evacuate Terra Nova?
Give me a worst-case scenario. We can't stop the asteroid. Could the colony be evacuated?
No.
Shepard, it took 30 years for the population to grow that large. I'm sure they're moving people to remote areas, but they'd never be able to get more than a few thousand off-world. We just don't have enough ships. No one does. Well, maybe the Quarians, but I don't see them suddenly showing up and offering us a ride.
Right. Set aside.
You'd better find a good place to hide. If the Batarians come back and find you...
Yeah. I think I'll make myself scarce. Good luck, Shepard.
Unfortunately, he's correct. Tally's the only Quarian that we'll ever encounter in this game. Let's start with this one. We get to the... I'll just do this really quick show. We'll get to the question mark eventually. But first, I'm going to go to the transmission tower. Okay, well, admit it's been a while since I've done this part, but I know that it's climbable. You seem to know how I did it last time. See, I got around to it. Just took a little bit. Right. Let's repair this thing. Got it. So now... Yep. I now have access. Survey Station 3, which I was at earlier. Survey Station 1, which I'm going to next. And Survey Station 2. Now just free falling isn't entirely the best idea, because if the vehicle hits the ground too hard, it is going to cause some damage.
Hear me? Getting all kinds of interference. Damn. Sorry. There's a lot of feedback. See if I can fix it. In the meantime, just keep doing...
That's alright, okay. Already on it. doors on this side. Logs. This computer is filled with operations, operation logs, and personal journals. Oh, this is the radio station. You're kidding me. So now I'm reaching where I intended to go. No, it's Q. That was close. Oh shit. Follow C. Himes. Exposed severe burns and shows signs of major concussive trauma. Mercifully, the explosion would have killed her instantaneously. Which means they blew the doors off just to get to her.
This is Dr. Himes. They found me, damn Batarians. I can hear them out there prowling around, trying to find a way in. It sounds like they're attaching something to the door. If I don't make it, tell my family I love them. This is faster than suffocating from the vacuum. Forgot about this part. And now I can update the others. Let's go with these. Okay. Now to hell with it. I'll just do this now. So now Garrett should have access to stronger armor. Let's give him the gladiator. Actually no, let's give him the guardian because that has more to it. Okay, as soon as I get the chance, I am going to look for different armor for Shepard and Yal. Again, not necessarily because I need it, but it just seems a little cruel to have them with base armor that we start with. Also, I'm not too sure why, but I don't like mixing. I don't like any of these squads to have the same armor set as anyone else. This is the opposite side of where it can start. Warning. Ground penetrating radar detects anti-vehicle demolition nearby. Proceed on.
that's not it. That's it. I was trying to remember the repair key. That torch is just blasting in my ear. So I apologize to the rest of you as well. This is going to get ugly. And yes, it... Damn it. I had sensor from the front. Okay, entering from the rear is not going to be... Actually, it might just be feasible.
Hostile contact!
Maybe.
That's it. Bag 'em and tag 'em.
Okay, good. There's a way through. You know, it's a lot simpler than I expected it to be.
Negative contact.
What's this on these things? Okay, that actually hurt my ear. Ow. It's too loud.
Look out!
Final steel ground forces.
Get down!
There's one more, but I'd like to also try and get this. Okay, stay cool. Now let's go back to the mission at hand. Right, getting... There we go.
Area secure.
Okay. Right. Stay cool. Oops. Wait a minute. I don't know why they keep doing this. They keep swapping to weapons that don't have proficiency in.
Are you there? got to hurry. You've really pissed them off. Their leader's setting charges everywhere. I think he's going to blow this whole facility.
Oh god.
Get away from there!
Don't shoot, please! No!
I should stay.
Who's shutting down the torches?
She doesn't know.
I won't ask you again.
She doesn't know. Bastard.
Find this problem and deal with it. Get her out of here!
Oh, right. I'm going to try and complete a little bit more of this mission, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay online. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm running out of time as it is, and there's other things I had to take care of, so I go back to the Mako, which I had to park all the way out here because I didn't know how sensitive these blasting caps were. Okay. Onward I go. Actually, no, that's not true. First, I'm going to check this out. Going to equip this. And now I'm going to save on a new save. And now I'm going to swap back into another screen. So, anyways, that was Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. Also, something else to note. Oh. It's still in my cart. Okay. Something else to note, I did just realize that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is coming out soon. Now, there are some things that I wanted to cover before I got started on it, but that's because well, the problem with Black Ops 7 is it's supposed to take place during the it was supposed to take place as a sequel to Black Ops 2, which honestly I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but knowing how the entire Black Ops series has gone, I can see how they'll make it work, especially considering who they're bringing back as characters. And here's another funny thing. Based on the announcement that I heard, Michael Rooker, who played Harper, will be the only one reprising his role since 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 Black Ops 4, I guess would be the terminology, because they changed up the entire cast for Black Ops Cold War with the voices. So, no, at first I thought it was Mason that was different. Hudson they changed in both games, so I wasn't surprised there. But Woods they also changed the voice for. Now I'm not expecting him to make an appearance in Black Ops 7, no matter the choice he made in 2. But, you know. Again, this is Black Ops that we're talking about. So I'm not entirely sure that... I'm not entirely sure what exactly is going to happen. That being said, I am hoping for something good, and if rumors are to be believed based on what my brother had told me, I'm expecting the next game to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, which, if that's the case, good fucking luck, because Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, it didn't fix the problems of the original Modern Warfare 3 that the original Modern Warfare 3 had. And as many of you who've seen my gameplays know, I am a huge fan of Soap. The character, obviously. Like, my focus is not on the actual product. That doesn't matter too much to me. But my point is that my point is I do want to see how this goes, because it's supposed to be an almost direct sequel to Black Ops 2, which is a game with different endings. You know, it has choices to it. It's also like Black Ops Cold War did, where, with how the campaign went, which it kind of made the choices for you once multiplayer came out, because as witness, multiplayer does count as canon, I guess. Which I didn't expect, but I'm not going to object to. So certain choices have been made that I didn't see coming, and I'm not going to complain about it, because overall I still enjoy the game series very much. Anyways, with that being said, I think I'm going to just sign off now. Thank you for watching. I do hope you appreciated this video. You can like, you can comment, you can share this video if you want. You can subscribe to my channel or search my channel to find more videos like this, and I'll get back to you more gameplays, vlogs, songs, things like that. If you have any questions, comment below. If you have any suggestions for videos, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, FoxGamer39618. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks so much. This is Jasper Fox, signing out. Cheers and stay foxy.